Hello again, everyone. It's me, Key of W, with more Islands of Insight, here with the playthrough that is intended to be the second most autistic playthrough of the game. So we've done, let's see, most recently, the final enclave in Lucent Waters, or at least the final one we can do for now. And I think it's time to go to the next big hub area and start unlocking some more stuff from the main quest. So the game wants me to go to these three enclaves here. They're way far away from here, down in Autumn Falls. Here, I'm going to fast travel, actually. I don't want to go this whole way. So I'm going to fast travel to Autumn Falls. So now it's a lot closer. And I want to go to this one, I believe. Yes, the phase and the melody, because this will unlock new puzzle types. So we're going to do that today. And yeah, we'll see what happens after that. Of course, distractions immediately. The trick is, I've just come to Autumn Falls, so if I pick this up, what are the chances I know where this is? Almost none. Hold on, let's look in the background of that. We've got buildings. So look at the center top of this image here. You can just see the building that's back there, and it's in a style that isn't like Lucent Waters or Verdant Glen. So we're not looking back to those areas. It's in the style of these buildings. So I want to find an image that looks at that. Hold on, let's just grab this one right there. I'll get that later. It's not going to be too far away. That's the thing I know about sightseers. They don't really go that far away. So where's a building that's close in that style? There really isn't one. Like, there's that, but this seems a bit far. Okay, this might be one I don't solve immediately. I just got here. I don't remember where everything is. Is it that building? If so, then we're looking for a rift. Hold on. Maybe it's like this one? This is just totally a guess. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to then... Oops, wrong button. Just a right click. I need to see it. Okay, hold on. Where's this? This tree is there, and then... Wow, I did it. I didn't think I would do that one. It's just... It seemed a little difficult. I don't remember where that was. I was looking for a building, and I just saw it. I just guessed, what if it's that? And then I was looking for a rift on the ground, and I just saw it. I feel very lucky with that. I could have wandered around for 10 minutes without knowing what to do. And we've already seen me struggle with some puzzles like that, including the one that you didn't get to see because it was even more... It's so boring, not even an autistic person would like it. What the heck am I looking at here? So I'm looking at buildings a long distance away. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to try to show it as clear as possible in the top right corner exactly of the video. That building is this one. So now the question is, where do I stand to see that? Maybe I need to be on this rock over here. No, there's no yellow tree. Right? See how there's all these yellow trees? That's it there. Oh, hold on. See the angle on it. So the angle I'm looking at this building is very direct head on. I see a lot of this rocky outcropping, but from this angle, you don't see a lot of it. So it feels like it needs to be even further this way. Perhaps... Oh, this is actually making it worse. Maybe I got that backwards. Maybe I need to be further this way. Or further down. There's some yellow trees there. Get out of my way. Okay, this one I might not solve. There's actually quite a bit of yellow trees here. Oh, hold on. There's a hidden pentad in this image. There's a hidden pentad right there. So let me... Oh, this is the tree. This is the tree. This is the tree. I did it. I feel really smart having solved those two sightseers with 10% remembrance of this area. I mean, I remember... What do I remember about Autumn Falls? I mostly remember that the enclaves were really strange to me. Don't make the T-shape, so that can't be a thing. Connect all dark cells, so that has to happen. No T-shape. No T-shape. Okay. Well, it has to go through there, and so any of that is making a T-shape, and that would make a T-shape. It has to go through here, so none of that. Actually, no, it could be there. No, it can't because it has to go through here, and this would make a T, and that would make a T. In fact, it looks like when we have the T, we have to make a single line of dark squares, which means it has to be that. Cool. Neat. So before I was so rudely interrupted. Flow orbs. How many? 10? Okay, well let's just run and grab them all real quick in a really slow, like, not really planned order here as I figure out where they are. That was almost the gold time, so let's try it again, this time knowing kind of where everything is. Let's grab this one first, and then get stuck on the rock. It's just a shame that the movement system in this game is not very precise, because it really ruins this puzzle type for me. Like, not entirely, but I did much worse that time. Okay. I wouldn't say it ruins flow orbs to the point they're unplayable, but they definitely are less good than they could be because of the movement system. There we go, got it. Do I want to try for the master time? No, I do not. That's not my favorite thing to do. Okay, I've been hearing it's hidden cube this whole time I've been doing this, so where are you? Oh, literally right there. Okay. I forget where I'm going. Oh, I'm close. It's over this way. The phase and the melody. Where are you? Probably up here. There. Let me up. Cool. That's not too bad. Only a few minutes of faffing about, but from what I remember of the enclaves in Autumn Falls, they all take a really long time to complete. Like, look how big this area is. Alrighty. Phase and the melody, a click in time. Just a real quick, make sure there's nothing just hidden right at the beginning of this place. Cool. Learn about phasic dials. So here's the first phasic dial puzzle. Basically, the way it works, we have these dials. We want to get them to point to the center. And when we do this, it moves the blue one. This moves the red one. This moves the green one. And we get extra score for solving them quickly. There we go. Puzzle type discovered. What does it say over here? Oh, there's a few others. Get rid of those red dots. I want them out of there. Use the buttons to rotate the dials. Different number of ticks. You must reach the state where they're all pointed to the center. This ends up being kind of a math puzzle, which I like, sort of. These are not my favorite by any means, but I feel it's because they're underutilized in this game. That I'm going to actually take all the upgrades here. So if I solve within 15 seconds, I get a lot of points, because these early ones are easy enough to solve very quickly. You'll see what I mean about being underutilized as we go through this playthrough, which of course I know everyone's watching very diligently, because we all have about 40 hours a week to watch videos like this. So sometimes we can move the dials by more than one space. So the blue one, we're going to move 3. This green one moves by 5 every time, eventually gets to the center, and this moves by 3. Easy. Here we go. This one, the blue one, we get in the center. The green and the red both move together. Well, we got to keep moving the red one because we need to move the green. So we just go until they reach the center. Yeah, so it ends up being kind of a math puzzle, like with ratios. You figure out how many moves you have to do to get things to point to the center. So here, I'm looking at the blue is going to move in all of them. So I don't really want to set the blue one up. I want to set all the others up first. So yellow, green, red, and now we deal with blue. See what I mean? I think it ends up being a mistake then that the game prioritizes speed. So if you solve the phasic dial within 15 seconds, you get more points. I ultimately think that's kind of a mistake, because what it does is it encourages you to flail about until you get to the solution. And you've seen these with only 3 or 4 dials. The most is 6 dials. So there's actually not that much complexity that can be added to the puzzle type beyond what we've seen. And so a lot of puzzles can just be solved by random flailing. My personal opinion is that there was a way to do upgrades for extra sparks that would have encouraged this puzzle type to be solved a little bit more efficiently. So here, this one moves all the pieces. The only piece not here is yellow. So we want to get yellow in place, and then we're going to get all the others. Oops. And that's that. Even then, I feel like I want to solve these really quickly for the upgrade thing, which means I can't explain how this puzzle system works in case someone's watching this video who hasn't played the game and doesn't know what they're looking at. I don't know who on earth that would be. Okay, so red is only on this one, so let's get that one first. Then green is only here, and yellow, and then blue. Oh, cool. This is exactly what we just did. Solve constrained symbols first. Some phasic dial symbols only have one button that advances them, so if that button affects other symbols, it's best to solve this one first. Saving it for last can be a mistake. You'd mess up other symbols in order to solve it. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense to everybody, to all of you here. I know. Keep your comments civil, and one at a time. I will get to all 100,000 of you. So we've almost learned about phasic dials, I guess, according to this. Let's get the blue out of the way, I guess. This will be tricky, though. Get the red. I had it. There, and then green and yellow. Oh, this is gonna take a while. There. And then this one here. Okay, let's get the green in place, because the red one moves by 3, which means it never gets in position. Oh, it'll never get in position here either. So actually it needs to move one like this. Like that, and now it can get into place. And eventually we'll just go, yeah. So the reason that will end up working is this moves it by 3, and since there are 6 nodes, it always just switches which side it's on, which means if it's not pointed here or there, it'll never get there. So it needs to move in this space at least once or maybe twice to get it on a path that it can go here. So I need to make sure that after I get the green one in place, it is in a position for this one, which will be either here, there, or there. I don't know. I'm over explaining it. It's easy. It's easy. It's not a hard puzzle. I've learned about phasic dials now. Let's see. Let me save this area for a little bit later, because this is the music grids. I remember this very much. I had a lot of thoughts about music grids when I first played the game, and I'm going to save them. I'm going to try to spread them out over the series rather than give a 2-hour info dump here. We also have sightseers, sky drops, and flow orbs we can hit. But let's keep going up for a second. Eloi the Scholar. Is this a new person, or have we met Eloi? I asked her to share all that can be known, all the knowledge of the ages, but I am no god. When she finished uttering the words, I forgot almost everything. That was, riveting. Okay, here we go. Another one of these. This time, we need to get these to be on the same sort of parity, so we need to do this until they match. I guess that was it. Cool. Great. Stuff on top. There's a rift up there we can use to climb higher. I'm going to be solving these phasic dials, don't mind me. So this time... wait, can we just do this all day? No, we can't, because no matter what, it'll be off. So if we do 1, 2, 3, now we're in parity, and it'll... yeah. Yeah, look, phasic dial parity. So notice the right button in this picture cannot actually solve the red dial. It will repeatedly... oh, this button here, it's really tiny. This is great. It's so easy to see from here. But in this scenario, this is like the one I was over-explaining before, where if you move it by 3 and it's got 6 nodes, it'll never reach the center. So yeah, it's all about finding that parity, I guess. I don't think I'm that great at phasic dial puzzles, and they're not my favorite, unfortunately, but I don't know, someone out there might really love phasic dials. So this already is fine. No matter what, the blue is fine. We need to get the red so it sets up properly. So 3 and then 2. How about 3, 3? Yeah. Well done, me. Sightseer. Let's grab this. So that is not this one because this angle isn't correct. And also the background isn't right. See how there's an island and the pyramid on the left side? I need to see that. So let's try this staircase here. This is more likely. No, it isn't because I need the pyramid. So let's go further down. This is more likely. Yeah. I need to go further back. There we are. It's all about that pyramid. On the one hand, sightseers and enclaves are easier because they're like preset locations and the landmarks are more immediately recognizable. But on the other hand, they can be harder because they're more like, I don't know, it feels like the handcrafted puzzles and enclaves are designed to be more specific, whereas the ones in the hubs feel almost randomly generated, even though they're not. So this case, we just need to get one in place and then get the other. But this won't work unless I do it again. And now that'll work. For an explanation of why, go to someone else. I don't feel like it. I, the greatest over-explainer of them all, don't feel like explaining it. So to get the yellow in place, that's easy enough. But now green is really in poor parity. But if I hit this button 5 times, yellow's back and green is in good parity. So now this and that. Oh, nope, this is wrong. I want to have that. Great. Some flow orbs here that go up and down. So basically we'll do this. Oh, hey, there's some more. Ah! There we go. Oh, cool. First try. I don't particularly care about getting the master time, which is also called the platinum time in like the internal sort of system. It's fun and all, but I don't particularly care about it now because you basically get all the points for doing the gold. There's a sky drop right here. Neat. Bonus solve 11 sky drops there. So there's more than 11 sky drops here because it doesn't say all 11. For a brief moment, I glimpsed the depths of all knowledge. As I faded back into myself, I held on to a single memory from that experience. I saw that simple ideas lie at the core of complexity, and this is what came to define me. What? Okay. This one just seems like chaos. Let's get the blue in place first. And then see, because yeah, 4, 5, 6 means eventually all 3 of them will align. Right? They should all align at some point. Yeah. If all of these move by 1 space, and these are all different numbers, 4, 5, and 6, there is a common denominator between them that will get all 3 of them pointing to the center. It just took a while to click through that. And I would do a series of four rapid clicks because that would put the yellow back to the center. Anyway, I probably could have clicked even faster than that. I think the puzzle, as soon as you hit the correct state, solves itself. You don't have to wait in that position for a bit. Okay, so we're looking at this, but look at the flow orbs in this picture that are brownish red instead of blue, which means I'm looking at an area I haven't been yet. Right? Like these are brownish blue. If I do this, that doesn't seem to change things. It also is looking across a gap. See, it's hard to point. I'm pointing at the screen because I'm stupid. And I think that everyone's looking at me and not at the screen that I'm playing the game on. I'm pointing at the flow orb, the biggest one you can see in the picture right now. It looks to be hovering over a gap. Oops, that was great. That was the perfect button. I totally meant to press that. Here we go. So maybe it's continuing along. We see, aha, that gap. We want to get closer, like, oh, I had it. There we go. Anyway, back down here, these flow orbs, which look rather simple. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's try again. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, I did the gold time. Okay, how about this guy? We're looking at solved puzzles. See, the flow orbs are bright, so it's going to be more this direction. And I think it's this building right here. Like, I think, yeah, it's that. We're looking down at that, but we're looking from this angle. That is not it. I think we could get down 1 level. Whoop. Yep. Look at that. Solid 3 sites here. It's done. So now solve all 7 and all 5 flow orbs. We know how many of those there are. Uh-huh. Oh, this doesn't go anywhere, so let's head back up this way. Skydrop here. Do I get up here and look at it? No? Oh, I just go down here. Nice. Let's grab these phasic dials. Let's figure out how to get this. Okay, hold on. We need to get red. No, red's fine where it is because it's a fiber. These are all fibers. Would it mean that I can solve it with just this one here? No, I can't. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. If these are all different numbers, but these are the same, it doesn't, parity won't work. If these are all different numbers and these are all the same numbers, it can work. So let's get these to be... this is no, it won't be possible. We have to go, and then we have to figure out... I have to get the red on a different wavelength here. I actually don't know with this one. This one feels... I feel like I've made too many bad moves on this one. You know what? Forget the blue. Let's just... I won't be able to do this because no matter what... to put the green back in the center, it has to make 5 moves, which will also be 5 moves of this, bringing it right back where it was. So let me get these like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Or if I press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these will get back to the center. This only needs 4 moves. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Got it. That I totally lost control of my brain on that one. Let's get the yellow one where it needs to be. Hold on, let's just put the yellow one where... I see, we need to get... Yeah, these need to be on a certain parity, I guess. Is that right? No, now we can just do this until it goes to the center. Yeah. Probably overcomplicated that one. Oh, let's check my level ups. I haven't really done that in a while. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've unlocked I haven't looked at. So we've got new wing types. Do I like that type of wing? It's not there. It's going to be here. You know what? Yeah, let's try these out. Let's try those wings out. More sparks. That's always nice. Lore fragment. What's that? Fragment. When the living world was still young, I hid in the knot of a mountain and rested my cheek against the cooling rock. I ran circles around the world, chasing the horizon, but never reaching it. Cool story. And then sunset kindle the dawn. I believe I can wear that, right? Yeah. So it's a red. Doesn't really match the gloves I have. I'd have to find that. That more matches. Right? Orchid's Horizon. Sanguine? No, that's better. Sanguine Orchid's Horizon. Because that's what I was wearing. What the heck is this? It's like handcuffs. Yeah, let's change my dress. Now I'm wearing red. All the girlies want me now. Let's take a look at these flow orbs. So we have to make sure we... Oh, hold on. Hold on. We got a whole thing there. So we should start over here. Ah. Nice. First try. We have some more music grid puzzles I'm going to ignore for the time being. I want to kind of tackle them all at once. Just get them all in one go rather than do little bits here and there. So, hold on. Is there anything else up here that is not one of those puzzle types I can handle? Yeah, we got some sightseers. Let's hit those. So this, we're looking at an area I haven't been yet. Hold on, let's get rid of that. This one is also an area I haven't looked at. Tell you what, let's save the sightseers for a little later. Let's head back down and start grabbing puzzles we've missed. There's some sky drops here. There's that. There's a sky drop down here, it looks like. Along with a flow orb. Okay, let's start at the other end of this Yeah, which looks like we start higher. No, we start lower. There's one down here. Oh, God. Okay. So this... Oh, this feels like a long way around. What am I doing? Oh, now I'm stuck. Let's try that again. Let me figure out what the heck I do with this. Where's this one start? It starts down there. Is there a way to get from there up here without too much hassle? Like maybe jump there and get stuck and get stuck. So let's try that again. Maybe jump up through this way. And then here. I hope I'm not missing any. Cool, first try. Alright. This... Oh, I saw that as we were going down. Did I? Maybe I didn't see it as I was coming down. Maybe it's because I saw it was a music grid that isn't completed, and I know this is where it starts, so it's going to be here. Yep. Whoop. Here we go. 3 sightseers to go, and they were all up there. So we'll see if there's one more flow orbs to do. Where is it? Oh, it's this. Look at that. There's flow orbs there. Let's get that one. Get him out of the way, so to speak. Whoa. 5 flow orbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that's quite a journey we're gonna go. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, come on. Yeah, the movement here is super great. And... Ooh, I got the master time on that one. Which doesn't show. Yeah, I beat it. Cool. So this island has anything else? I don't think so. Looks like sky drops are kind of... That one's from up here. Is there like a sky drop from anywhere else here? Ah. From back here, maybe? Yeah. Nice. How many more of those? We got 6 more to solve, but there are more than 6 on this island because... Hold on. Where do I stand for this? More than 6 left because it doesn't say solve all 11. Oh, here. But then what about that one? Well, let's just get up high. Get up high. And that is going to come this direction, so it might just be from up on this roof. Yep. There's that. There's more phasic dials somewhere, which is the thing I'm most surprised by, because I didn't remember missing any phasic dials on the way up. I got these guys. Got the one there. Oh, there's a phasic dial here. Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do with this one? Let's get the yellow out of the way first. Oops, there. Let's get red into... No, we want red in better parity. Oh, this needs to be in... Yeah, it needs to be like that, so we can do stuff like this. 1, 2, 3. Then we want... No, this will never go into place. 1, 2, 3. It'll always be out of place. Doggone it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I thinking? I also have a singular yellow there. Yeah, now I want that. Okay. Oops. Gonna emote, obviously. Cool. Kind of wish the emote feature was taken out. It's on the Q key, whereas we move with WASD, of course, so I accidentally hit the Q key all the time. And I don't really want to be emoting because there's nobody else in the game. Yeah. Unfortunately, a bit of a rush job to get the game into offline mode only. So you end up with some vestigial features that no longer work. But they're still in the game. Okay, maybe I'm from this area? Ah, Yeah. It's interesting in the enclaves that the sky drops don't disappear once you do them, because in the hub world, the sky drops are essentially randomly generated, and once you complete one, it disappears, and a new one can be generated. But maybe if I'm on top of this building. But in the enclaves, the sky drops are permanent, and so when you complete them, they're just forever light like this. So how many have I done? I've done 10, and there's at least 2 more. So this seems to be going out that way from here, right? That's what it looks like is happening. Okay, there you go. There's the dots I want for that one. So where's the rest of the sky drops here? There's at least 1 more. I'm looking at sky drops that are part of Autumn Falls, but this one is not. This is part of this enclave, and it's from here. From here. Just stand back a little bit. Stand back a little. Oh, hold on. There it is. That's a tricky one. That might be all of them. It's possible. I've done 12 now, so maybe that's it. But if we see another one, we'll do it. So now we just have the 3 sightseers up there, and now that I've been to more places, I'll probably be able to find them. Another reason I should install that mod soon is that it makes the charge jumps recharge faster, so you can use them more often. So this, I believe, is just down here. Not there, because I will jump off the edge. Just down here. Somewhere. CICVs. But I can also see a big rock in the distance, so it's actually probably looking up at that. So let's go this way. Look up. No. We're getting closer. I don't know if actually that's the right idea. Hold on, this tree right in front of me could be the tree that's in the left side of that image. So actually it's over here. Yeah, that's it. So now getting back up there's gonna be fun because I'm out of charge jumps because they take 5 minutes to recharge. I think the mod shortens it to 1 minute to recharge your charge jumps, which is very nice. Maybe I'll do that for next time. I've just been putting it off because, you know, so far everything's working just fine for me. And I haven't been too bothered by solving the same puzzles over and over again yet. That is the island that just had the flow orb and the sky drop on it way down here. Yeah, that's that island. So let's get a good location for it. We need to be on top of a red platform, which is like this. Oh, look, I basically got it. And now getting back up there, I don't have a charge jump. No, I do. It's recharged because the first one was used more than 5 minutes ago. Last sightseer. That is obvious to me. I remember that. That's the spot right over here with all these flow orbs. We're just looking through this archway, right? Nice. I am the greatest player alive. Okay, so all we've got left really are the music grids. So let's do this now. I've put them off for a couple of reasons. This is a rather contentious one when I look up stuff about the game. People either rate this as one of the worst puzzle types ever or as one of the best. So let's just take a look at what this is. So if I press E, I'm going to listen. Hopefully that comes through, because if not, this is going to be a really excruciating part to watch. And trust me, I've been trying to make this playthrough as excruciating to watch as possible. So if we click on these, we'll get some sound. That's the snare drum. Oh, no, sorry, not snare. That's the bass drum sound. And that's the clicking of something. So basically, we are recreating, you know, a bastardized form of sheet music. Bass click, click, bass click. That's how it's going to go. Essentially, music dictation. Fill in the grid to replicate the music. Each row of the grid corresponds to a different instrument. Not always true, just saying. Sometimes it's the same instrument but a different pitch. But that is it the last puzzle type? No, there's two more types. Oh, I know what the two other types are. We won't see it for a while. But yeah, it's basically music dictation. Anyone who's done music school will know exactly what this is. They play some music and you have to write down what was played. But instead of writing it with sheet music, we just write it on this grid system. So you can probably see why some people hate this puzzle type and others are totally fine with it. So here, again, bass, click. Oh. And it's a type that will be difficult for me to explain any sort of logical approach to it. I'm listening, I just hear what it is, and you have to trust me on that. So now let's look at these upgrades. So I get bonuses if I listen at most 5 times. Bonus for only listening while the grid is empty. So don't listen, fill in a couple notes, listen, fill in a couple more. And then if I want to listen once. That's all very nice. I sort of have an unfair advantage in this puzzle type because my actual job is musician. Like when I say I have work on these, I have to go to work after this because I have a show. I'm just playing before I go to the show. So because I live and breathe music, this is a lot easier for someone like me, whereas someone who is not a musician will struggle a lot more. And I just hear the notes. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not because I'm like better than anyone. I've done this before. I hear the notes. This time we got 4 rows. We got our bass. We got a snare here. We got a click. And then we got a cymbal, I guess. Not just that. No, sorry, other way around. Yeah. And that's what it is. So I don't know how else to say it. So if you are the type of person who just can't hear music very well, this puzzle type sucks. There's nothing you can do about it. Probably the same 4. Snare. Or sorry, bass, snare, click, cymbal. There you go. And I mean, it's possible to train your ear. That's what, ear training courses are for. But the game is not particularly interested in training your ear. So these puzzle types, even though they're sort of teaching you how the puzzles work, they don't really teach you how to use your ear. So if you don't know how, then solving these is basically trial and error, and it's just unfortunate. Yeah, it's just snare and cymbal. Oh. It's just that. And you think, well, so far these are all easy. There's like 2 to 4 instruments. They're drums. They all have very different drum sounds. How hard can this be? Well, you'll see. Now there's pitches. A low and a high. And typically with ear training stuff, you would be... Oh, I don't need to hear that again. Conditioned on how to hear like particular intervals and listen for musical sort of patterns and sequences. But the musical examples we're going to get feel like they were set by non-musicians. That's just all I'll say about that for now. Now we have a low, middle, and a high. Yeah. Like, nothing wrong with this, but we'll see with the later puzzles that get more complicated. It just feels random. It doesn't really feel like a musical tune anyone would listen to. So it makes it harder to discern if you don't have a good ear because you can't rely on any sort of musical tropes to figure out what you're doing. Again, low, middle, high. So as opposed to regular logic grids where everyone's kind of on the same page, you just have to learn the logic and then you'll get it. This is the type of puzzle where if you have a good ear, they'll be easy, and if you don't, they'll be hard, and there's really nothing you can do about it. People will have unfair advantages. 4 different pitches. Yeah, the problem I have is once you start having multiple pitches, beyond 3, like 2 pitches you can hear low and high pretty good. 3 pitches is low, middle, high. It's pretty easy for people to just discern that. But once you start having 4 or more pitches, it gets harder and harder to hear them by register, like going, oh, there's the low, the middle, the high, the whatever. And you start having to listen for basically like a fundamental pitch that you're working around and then the relation of the other pitches to it. And this puzzle type doesn't really teach you how to do that. And if you don't know how, you'll never get through it. You'll just never figure it out. And this time, oops, teaching you about rests, essentially. We don't have to play on every single note. This is a feature that's not really used that much. Almost every single puzzle has at least one black square for every column. Cool, solve 30 music grids. And I've awakened phasic dials. Well done. No, I solved 10 music grids. Now I can solve 30 to finish the bonus thing. Oh, drum, bell. Yeah. So as a musician, myself, this entire enclave, I just remember being, every single one of these was easy. There wasn't a single one of these I struggled with because it's my job. And yeah, I am sort of bragging, but I'm also saying, like, it kind of makes the puzzle type really unfair that I can walk in and I just know them, and someone who is not a musician will struggle even with stuff like this. Same thing. Now, concept of two things being played at once. This is honestly underutilized harmonic dictation. But probably for a good reason if the puzzles that are set aren't that great anyway. I'm sorry, I'm being really harsh on this puzzle type. I think there's a lot of potential for music as a puzzle sort of thing, but I feel like it just wasn't really used very well in this game. And music dictation to me is the least interesting type of musical puzzle. All right, 3 distinct pitches. That feels like a music dictation exercise to me. There are much better ways to do music puzzles, I think, that do not require a lot of musical knowledge ahead of time, if you know what I mean. So now we've unlocked, I can get more quests. I don't care about that right now. I also don't have a ton of sparks to do that with. I've unlocked another type of trail, I believe. Right now I'm using this, I think. Or that. Well, I've unlocked this one. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, as I was saying, one of my many complaints, like, music dictation is sort of the least interesting musical puzzle. It's just, hey, listen to the song and then replicate it. And it is not interesting because it basically just says, do you know how to hear music or not? And there's really no way to logically deduce the answer. I don't think I need to look at that. There's no way to logically deduce it. If you hear it, you know the answer. If you don't hear it, you don't. And that's it. There's nothing else you can do. Those are the notes. Those are the hits. So I just hear that. I don't remember this puzzle. I didn't like come in with a sheet of answers. I can just hear what that is. It makes me feel like a music god, but like, if you can't hear what that is, you can't like logically deduce what the answer to that puzzle is. You just have to listen to it until you hear it. But there are musical puzzles which exist that can be logically deduced and don't require you to have a good ear. But they would be a lot harder to implement, and they probably would be not great for this type of puzzle because they would all have multiple correct answers. But there exists a type of puzzle that music students do all the time. All right, 3 pitches. There we go. Exists a type of musical puzzle that music students do all the time, and it's called species counterpoint. And if I say the word species counterpoint and you recoil in horror, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Making sure I didn't miss anything up here. But the thing about species counterpoint is it doesn't require you to just know the music. You have a series of rules that you have to follow, and if you logically deduce, you know, or if you use your logic with those rules, you can deduce the or a solution to a musical puzzle based on those rules. Well, I have 3 pitches. My guess is they're on the top. Like that. I think this was... No. That's it. So anyway, that's enough of my gripes about it. I honestly liked the music puzzles because I just like games that do music stuff in it, and the vast majority of the time I feel like games that do music actually just do rhythm. Like Rock Band is a fun game and all, I played it a lot in college, but it really is just a rhythm game. You're just pressing the buttons in time. You're not actually understanding any of the musical components behind it, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But that is what the game is. This game actually is asking you to deal with the music itself, which is a breath of fresh air to me. That's probably... I can't just click and drag. Yeah. Personally, I struggle more with the percussion music grids, the ones that are just drum sounds. I don't know why, just harder for me, whereas the ones that have pitch I tend to get much quicker. It could just be because we're, naturally wired to hear pitch more than we are rhythm. I don't know. That sounds wrong. I think a musicologist would kill me for saying that. Hold on. We have the bass and the snare. We have a click there, and we have a pitch. Well, that's just that. Or, no, hold on. I know that was last. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so the way this one trips me up is that it just goes really fast. And so with this puzzle type, one of the many problems that it runs into is that the only way that they seem to want to make it harder is by having the music go really, really fast. Which again doesn't really do anything for like the logic of the puzzle solving. It's just kind of like, well, let me throw this in your face and see if you can handle it. It just doesn't feel like a puzzle at that point. It just feels like a trick. Well, those are the notes. I wasn't really listening to that, so let's listen to it. Like, if you ever do music dictation, say for music school or whatever, they're not going to play music really, really fast. They're going to try to play it very slow because the objective is to get you to learn how to listen to it. It's not to trick you. Whereas with this, like playing it fast feels like a gotcha. I don't know. I really dislike the puzzles that go very, very fast. Even though I don't struggle that much with them, I still really dislike them. Okay. Okay, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5. 3, 4, 1, 3, 5. All right. That at least feels something like a puzzle. Because there's a very obvious thing to listen for. You don't have to know pitches and stuff like that. You just listen for the numbers. All right. Okay. Oops, that's not that. Is it this? Yeah, it's that. Okay. Yeah, I think the reason the percussion ones are harder for me is that it's harder for me to remember which row is which sound because, I mean, it's just a grid. It doesn't look like music to me. Whereas if they're pitched, I at least have the idea that the top one is the highest pitch and the bottom one is the lowest pitch. So it's easier for me to sort of see where the notes are. This just looks like gibberish to me. All right. All right, 2 pitches up here, a snare and a bass. There it is. Again, either you hear it or you don't. Click and a bass. All right, see if I can listen to both at the same time because there's going to be a drum line through here and then a melody. Okay, so we have a waltz beat here. Yeah. I promise I don't have the answers ahead of time. I'm doing this on the fly. So sometimes I just get it and it makes it look like I'm the most brilliant musical genius ever, but no, I just heard what was happening. And other times I don't hear what's happening, so I have to sit there for an hour and figure out what's happening. So yeah, it's just not a great way to do puzzles. Um, but at the same time, I really think this had a lot of potential. So as I, talk in between doing these puzzles, let me mention a site called LogicPad. So you can look that up right now if you like. LogicPad is a site where essentially you can create your own logic grid puzzles, and most of the things made on it are logic grids. There's also pattern grids you can make. I don't think you can make memory grids with it, but it's designed to replicate the grid puzzles of this game. But you can make music grid puzzles with it. So I'll probably link here, if I remember to, that site so you can mess around with it. But I've actually started to make music puzzles in LogicPad. And my objective with that is to see if I can, using this system, not redesigning this system at all, if I can make a set of music puzzles that more accurately and better teaches oral skills so that things like this would be easier. So that's my goal. I'll probably link those there. At the moment that I'm saying this, I've created about 40 music puzzles, all of which I consider on the easier side. But who knows, by the time this goes live, maybe there'll be more. By the time that my hundreds of millions of fans get to this video, there might be even more than that. But my objective is to just go ham on this, go hog wild as it is, and make as many puzzles as I can and sort of actually build the skills required to hear this kind of stuff and to make the puzzles actually sound like music and not like random bling bling. That's just a D major scale. There it is. And so for something like that, like you don't have to know it's a D major scale, but if you hear the tonic, for instance, that's the tonic and that's the tonic. It's like, well, I hear that in there. I hear the arpeggio here, and then I hear the scale there. Well, this game never really approaches the music in a way that lets you learn what that is. This is one of the few that actually sounds like it could come from a real song. Most of them just sound like random notes put together, especially once the puzzles get harder. The game just kind of treats difficulty as something you create by making puzzles more random and quick rather than more musically complex. Yeah. So something like this sounds like a musical exercise, and that's fine when you're learning stuff, but at a certain point, it will just, it'll sound awful. There's just nothing you can do about it. That's just this pattern. So yeah, I'm not going to say that like the puzzles I create are going to automatically be the best thing ever. I'm not actually a music theorist. Like I'm not licensed for that kind of stuff. I didn't train to be a teacher or anything. I went through a lot of music theory courses, so I do know a lot of what I'm talking about with that kind of stuff. But kind of an interesting scale there. Well, it's just 3 chords, or 4 chords. So we're going to start with A minor, then the E chord, then the F, and then the D. That, someone trained in music theory as a music theorist and a music theory teacher would probably know a little bit more about how to teach the oral theory that would be required to do puzzles like this. But I am trying my best. I want to do it because, well, first of all, I feel like this puzzle type had a lot of potential and squandered it. And also, I just like making puzzles, so it's fun for me. So even if, you look at them and go, these are the worst things I've ever seen, I don't care. I'm having a good time. This is just an exercise. Like, it looks like they're trying to teach the concept of listening to for intervals, but there's no point at which the game like just sits you down and makes you learn what these are. And so if you don't do that work yourself, like this is a fifth, this is a fourth, this is a third, this is a second. But there's no way to like glean that information just from this grid. Like you just hear it and go, "Oh, I know what that sounds like," but you can't take that knowledge and apply it elsewhere. Um, and a large part of that is just the system that's used to make these puzzles has no way of getting that information to you, because the best way to get that information is just text. Just write down the words of what's happening. Uh, yeah, so with something like this, uh, it also is not the most sensible with the pitches. Like I know that the top note is up here and the bottom note is down there, but there is no way just from looking at the grid of knowing what these pitches are. And so like I'm not saying the game needed to use sheet music, because I know there's tons of people out there who are going to say sheet music is this outdated elitist mode for music school snobs, but sheet music really is the best way so far we've come up to read notes for humans. That's just the easiest way, because it's not just seeing the distance between these or like what note is higher and lower, but you can look at sheet music and immediately tell what notes are what. You cannot look at this grid and immediately know what notes are what. You can't. There's just no way to do it. And so it's another way that this puzzle type is just going to suffer. Interesting. Let's start with this. There's that. Yeah. So this one tries to trip you up by having the scale be a little bit weird and by having this note here, but it doesn't sound musical. Like what piece of music are you ever going to hear that sounds like that? Why not just make it sound like real pieces of music? It's still going to be difficult. It's not like it's going to make it too easy, but this is random. I don't know. I think this puzzle type could have been the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and it ends up just kind of feeling like they didn't know what to do with it, and the people setting the puzzles weren't like musicians. They should have asked like composers to come in and write them some stuff for this and then translate it into this grid type. Oh, I remember this one. A vertical one means we're going to get a chord. And that's just a D major scale. That's just a D major chord. There it is. So for me, who is a musician and has a really good ear, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to brag about it. What are you going to do about it? I have perfect pitch. I hear all three of those notes. I know exactly what they are. I know it's a D, an A, and an F sharp. Sometimes it sounds like there's an extra D in there uh, because of the instrument that's used for this, but that's like the worst I'll have it with. So it's like, that's great for me. I just hear what those three notes are. I'm going to win this puzzle in 2 seconds. If you can't hear those notes for whatever reason, there is no way to logically infer what they are. You're just going to have to guess. And I don't like that about this puzzle. 2 puzzles still available. Are they music puzzles? I don't think so. I think I got them all. Now it comes time for the search. It could be music, it could be phasic dials, and it can be sky drops. Those are the only things I could be missing. I feel like I just spent about 30 minutes talking shit about music puzzles when they're genuinely something I enjoy. There's this level of disappointment I get from the knowledge that they could have been amazing and the reality that they aren't. Well, I won't look around too long because I got things to do with my life. It's been an hour. The vast majority of that hour is spent here, not even being distracted in the hub world. This place is just so large. So if I don't find something, relatively soon, I know there's that save stats program I'm going to run after I finish this level, and I'll see what I'm missing. It'll be fine. I think I've killed myself. No, we're good. I'll be able to see what types of puzzle I'm missing. It'll tell me, whether it's sky drops or things like that. and I will know vaguely where they are. It won't give me the exact coordinates, but it will. So it'd be like looking at this map, and it would be like, here's a puzzle right here. I would know it's kind of in this area, and I'd be able to look around there for it. I don't see any sky, like this is a sky drop, but it's clearly coming from down there. It's not coming from here. Actually, that's yeah, this is where I started the game. So this is just the first enclave ever. So I don't think it's a sky drop. It could be a music grid. I feel like it's phasic dial. Like I can't believe I've done all of them because I've done exactly 17 phasic dials. I did this one, right? No, I didn't do this one. Let's get that. Well, hold on. I gotta move this. I gotta get these in position here. What if I do everything? I gotta do 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, one left. It could also be a phasic dial that I just ignored. There's nothing behind this building, right? No. So it's not a sky drop, as far as I can tell. I don't think I missed any music grids. They're all connected on that chain of music grids, so... Let's see. I wonder if there's a phasic dial on an upper level of this building. I missed. I did both of these. I know that much. Anyway, if I don't find it, it's fine. I'll find it later, but I would love to hit them all in one go and not have to come back here. It's not my favorite enclave. I really enjoy the music grids because it works out for me because I have a good ear. But I know that lots of people hate the music grids because, you know, if you don't have a good ear, they suck. They just really suck as puzzles. Alright, so clearly no phasic dials up there. Yeah, I did that one. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking for just a bit. It's going on. Well, it's more than an hour now. I was gonna say it's going on an hour. And I haven't had much success, so let's one last check over here. I already went on top of the building and it was just a solitary music puzzle. Anyway, I'm going to plug Logic Pad again. It's a great site. I'll link it if I remember to do that. And you don't have to make music puzzle there. You can make regular logic grids. You can play ones that fans of the game have made. Done all of them here. I see them all lit up. Anyway. And you can also play my music puzzles on Logic Pad. And I won't say that they're going to make, you know, if you hate music puzzles, it's not necessarily going to make you love them. But at the very least, I think I do a better job of, Skydrop, a better job of instructing how to do music dictation than this game does. And it better prepares you for listening for other music puzzles. All right, there we go. 100% phase in the melody. Never have to go back there again. That's good. Cool. Oh, some more. The Auroral's garden filled me with beautiful thoughts and delightful insights, but I yearned for more. She stepped out from behind the clouds, a being I could not have imagined, one who could move mountains or crush them into sand. She asked, "What more would you like to know?" Okay, cool. Anyway, so that takes care of that. We've done this first one. I think next time I'm not going to go for these enclaves yet. I think what I'm going to do is head back here. I haven't done this yet. The quest for perfection in Verdant Glen, and start hitting some of these things up, and maybe install that mod. It'll happen. I have it uninstalled, of course, because I'm playing the vanilla experience for now. But I will very quickly, more quickly than I think, run into issues with the vanilla game that I will regret not installing the mod if I don't do it. So that's all for this video. I would like to thank everyone for sticking around through the basically 40-minute rant on music puzzles. And I will see people in the next video. Bye.